Hey guys, this is Zach, and I wanted to talk to you about my case study and how I feel that it's changed the way I think about my profession, my practice, and higher education in general. So, if you've looked at my case study, you know that I work in international admissions. So, currently, I'm the assistant director of international admissions at a small institution in Ohio. My case study, though, however, was about an internship experience I had a year ago at another institution in their international admissions department. So I guess like looking back on my experience, I've realized like I had number one, I had a lot more time to actually do research, write reports, develop very good strategies, and to make things look visually appealing. And I realize now that I've pulled back the curtain and I'm working in higher ed, that I don't necessarily have the same amount of time that I did when I was looking at it from the outside, just doing my MED program and doing my internship. I had a lot more time, and I realize, although I don't have as much time to do the research and the networking and developing strategies and making things visually appealing, I still realize like those things are very, very important to do, and those things pay dividends for the future as well. And you have to find time to do those. So I think what I've realized is I have to better organize my time, and I have to find a way to fit those kind of things into my schedule because they are important. And I think if you're a higher education professional listening to this right now, you probably feel similar in some ways where you feel maybe overwhelmed sometimes at work and you don't have the time to do those kind of things. But I think it is very important to do those kind of things. It gives you a solid foundation and a confidence, going forward in whatever it is that you do decide to do, whatever kind of action it is that you take. And those kind of things, I think, are critical to success. So I think one thing I'm going to be doing differently is I'm going to be trying to find more time. Now, that being said, however, I do want to make a few comments about, what I'm thinking about higher education in general and how I think that it kind of has a responsibility as well to make a situation that is going to be conducive to its staff and faculty to be able to create great strategies, to do proper research, and all of those kind of great things that we want to do, but we oftentimes don't seem to find the time to do. And what I'm getting at is, higher ed is in a very, very overwhelming place right now. It's very, very competitive. It can be very, very stressful. I work in an admissions department, so literally, like, we're the backbone of the institution. Like, if we don't bring in students, the institution doesn't survive. People lose their jobs. Period. So we have no room for failure. We can't fail. We have to succeed. Everybody's job, rests on our shoulders essentially, and admissions, you know. So it's very, very important for us to succeed. So it's very, very overwhelming, and it doesn't create a good environment for us to succeed. So, what I'm asking higher ed as an industry to do, or what I'm suggesting or advocating for, is that we make radical change to our business model, or we quickly and radically reduce the number of institutions that are in the nation so that it is not as competitive. One of those two things needs to happen because the model that we're currently on is unsustainable. It is a fact that the average cost of higher education has gone up over 300% past inflation in just 3 decades. What the heck is going on, guys? Yet our institutions are struggling to survive. This is really, really bad, right? Something needs to give. So we either need to change our business model to figure out how we can try to generate more revenue, or reduce cost in some area or something, or we need to just reduce the number of institutions and make it a lot less competitive so that we don't have to fight and struggle for enrollment. Maybe we need to do both. I don't know what it is, but what I do know is that there are many people that are struggling in higher ed, many professionals who have advanced degrees that are struggling. Many people have a passion and a heart for it and want to make a difference, are living paycheck to paycheck. That's not right, guys. So we either need to give up the game and say that we can't do it, we can't provide it for them to force these people to go into other career fields, or we need to radically change the business model. That's what we need to do, because it's not fair to continue to put people on pay freezes and things like that while their peers in other industries and fields are continuing to grow their income year over year. It's just not fair. Um, I mean, the other day we had the Consumer Price Index report come out, and it's gone up over 4%. That's like the first time in 20 years. It means that inflation is big in this country right now, and things are getting much more expensive. Housing prices are going through the roof, but our wages are staying the same, and that's not right. I A few more comments and I'm going to end the rant. I promise. Um, I lived and worked in China for 5 years for international high school programs as a teacher and curriculum coordinator. I make significantly less now working as an assistant director in higher education in the US. I made, think about this, I made much more without the need to have an advanced degree to get into the position that I was working in a developing country. Supply and demand, okay, I get it. But still, guys, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, right? So I think, something needs to give, and I think that we need to, there needs to be radical change, because you can't have higher ed professionals with advanced degrees like this making less than $50,000 a year. It's not right. They either need to go into other industries, or the business model needs to radically change, or something. But we can't keep leading people along and letting them forego all of the all of the beautiful things in life that they may have had to forego and not be able to experience, like vacations and things like that, because they're just living paycheck to paycheck and not making enough. So my experience with this case study, to conclude, are two things. One, I need to find time to do the proper research and the networking and developing strategies, in writing good reports and making them visually appealing. I have to find that time. I have to organize my time better. I have to work on that. That's on me. I have to do that. But number two, higher ed needs to do their part too, as an industry. Needs to step up. We need to make radical change quickly. Yes, I would love to see if we can have the federal government get involved, the state governments get involved and get their support and help as well. But something needs to give quickly. Otherwise, we're going to continue to sink further and further into the abyss, and more people are going to be casualties along the way. So we don't want that to happen. So if you're a higher ed professional right now, work hard, keep doing what you're doing, and whenever you get an opportunity to come up with new, innovative, and creative ideas to bring in more revenue for your institution or whatever it may be, or to reduce costs or whatever, bring it up, do it, because we need you. We need you badly. We really, really do. So I'm going to end it on that, and I would gladly ask that if you're listening to this, to comment and share your perspective on it and what you think maybe needs to be done, or what you think about it, or your own personal experiences working through higher ed. Because remember, I've only been in it for a year, so I might be a little premature with some of the things that I'm saying. So I would love to hear your guys' perspective as well on what you think about the entire situation and kind of like where we go from here. and all of that. So this video is about 10 minutes now, so I got to stop. So thank you so much for listening to me. Good luck on everything, and yeah, thank you. All right, goodbye.